and Spirits review. Tonight, the absolutely very interesting barrel aged. So this is a barrel aged series from Vocation Brewery, and it's the Imperial Kirsch Chocolate and Cherry Stout. And there's the klaxon. It's the email klaxon, as it was. £5 at the likes of Tesco's. I think it was a fiver on the Vocation Brewery website. Good evening. Yeah, £5 on the Vocation Brewery website. Could not get it at a Tesco's anywhere near Nottingham. Good evening. And yeah, it's one I've wanted to try. This and the Bannoffee Pie. Now, the Bannoffee Pie was bloody amazing. Good evening. Morning. Back in the beer room. Or the Raggy's tap room. I might have to get a sign for that. Get the wife to buy me a sign for my birthday. Sometimes that's what I try and do with the beer chats, you know. I try and give everyone a couple of weeks notice to let them see what we were doing, reviewing. The price is right, isn't it? £5 or £6 for an 11%er is a stunning price. You know, we all have a budget we can spend on beers. I take no money out of my wages to put on beers because I've got to go on bill money. And apart from somebody gifting me a load of beers the other week, yeah, I love cherries. So this is down Raggy Avenue, certainly. And you know, it's all about pricing, isn't it? I don't give a shit about it, won't I? I work on my own anyway. As long as I go to bed early, I'll be fine next day. What I'll probably do is go and do some internet work on the computer, sat there trying to edit more of these playlists and that, or just sit down on the settee watching TV and try not to fall asleep and wind the wife up. So yeah, cherry in the extreme, eh? Oh, right, let's get it poured out because looking at the can's making me thirsty. So obviously this is at chilled temperature. I think this is probably going to be better at warm temperature, room temperature, you know. But oh, pours a really nice dark black colour. It's sad to say I've just poured it into the glass I've just drank a beer out of. I do apologise. Couldn't be asked to get up and get another glass. So, there you go. £5. Not for an 11%er. You wouldn't see this in a supermarket. It was £5. Vocation, £5. So yeah. Oh yeah. And please, for those who haven't liked and subscribed, please do so if you can. I really ought to say that more often, didn't I? But especially about the likes, I suppose. But yeah, so nigh on black pour. Quite a dark tan head on it. Definitely got the chocolate straight away then. Really good chocolatey button. Chocolatey button. That's looking at the bloody comments at the same time. Oh, it smells gorgeous. It's like sitting in the toilet after you've been on the toilet, sniffing your own, what you've been doing. Yeah, let's not go down that route, eh? It's daft, isn't it? You know, and you know, at one stage with my website, I was on the first page of Google for my website, which is why I earned quite a bit of money at one stage. Gross can on 11%. Woof. Yeah. So yeah, for me, this is better at room temperature. You know, but I'm down the shed. Don't do any reviews in the house now, unless I'm pissed up at night doing a review. Yeah, I need to do that. I used to be good with graphics years ago, but to be honest, I'm crap with that sort of thing. That's why you just see a picture of me. It ought to be a picture of the Raggy's Own Brew in the background. Oh, flipping heck. That. I don't know. That's something I don't understand. I suppose there's algorithms to YouTube, and so the more something's liked, the more something's pushed up. I presume anyway. Although I've been editing some of my North Star. Oh, that's nice as well. Oh. Bloody hell. This is cherry in the extreme. Now, I've owned brewed cherry beers over the years, and they were very, very good. Nowhere near 11%. Rightio. Well, that's interesting to note. So do comments. Good evening. Right. See, I didn't know these things. I'm still very much a newbie when it comes to YouTube. And obviously, up until I started doing lives. So if you're doing streaming like this, then did they not really count? The comments when you're streaming, did they not really count towards going up in that? It's beautiful, isn't it? I need them flipping that. I can't see they've gone again. That's it. Put light back on. Aha. Chat doesn't. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? King Goblin, jolly good. Right. See, this is something that obviously it's not something I've paid much attention to, really. I paid just using it as a way to fucking hell. Right. I mean, hopefully, I mean, in the end, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to have a nice beer and have a good chat. And the money side of things doesn't bother me, unless you've got 100,000 subscribers, then I can understand why people do. And I mean, I was watching somebody's the other day, and there was a super chat came on, a £10 super chat, and I'm like, fuck's this? And yeah, I won't pay £10 to chat to anyone, personally. The cherry's so powerful, intermingled with that chocolate. The Bannoffee pie, for me, is still the better. But bloody hell, it's another... I'm impressed with Vocation. Only the wife sees me go huge. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, I don't know about that. There's some great reviewers out there. There's some great lads. They all do it in their own style. I've been watching the reviews over the last week. And, oh, God, yeah. I reviewed a lot of gin on the channel. Yeah, there's loads. There's lots of different reviews on the channel. I've got a spirits playlist. Wines, beers, lagers, ciders. I don't just review beers. Yeah. You see, luckily, I can make money off the internet. And I do some gardens as well. So food reviews, I'm not interested in food reviews. No. I've seen them on the thing. Yeah, I doubt it. When I used to work for the Nottingham City Council, when we used to have the press round, I used to hide out of the way. Yeah, if you look at the playlist on the channel, there's a lot of reviews. I did 24 gin reviews on a row. Not last Christmas, the Christmas before. Some ruddy, harsh gins as well. Some good gins. There was a Christmas gin with frankincense and myrrh. And I'll tell you what, I've never tasted it like it in my life. It was absolutely disgusting. And I try to put a positive spin on it all. I try to be right, because I don't want to, say you was the brewery, you made this beer, and someone's there saying, yeah, your beer's shit. And I don't want to be like that. I'd rather be The Marco Pierre was awful. It was god up. But the exploding beer, I put that on the front of the channel today, so everyone can see that. And I even watched it at work while I was having my coffee, and I watched it because my face, it was like, I mean, I hate my voice. I don't know if everybody's the same. For those who do reviews, do you hate your voice? Because I hate my voice. Sounds gay. Right, so you got to put an advert on your reviews for YouTube to add to oh. Right. See, I like the streaming, and the reason why, the streaming, I can do the review, save it, or bang it straight online. Yeah, I've heard myself back. I don't like it. These algorithms, but I know what YouTube are like. YouTube, obviously, a Google company. You know, Google, they've got far too much power. Yeah, they've got far too much power. Google have. I used to be top of the search engines for my website, and all of a sudden they changed the algorithms, and all of a sudden I'm dumped out the top and I'm on page 3, and it kills websites. Right, if you go on your own page, if you click on the front of my site, it's the first one you see. Yeah, you'll click on the front, and there's a when beer reviews go wrong, and then as you go down, you'll see all the playlist. It's right at the front. I put it there so people can see what the explosion was like. I mean, fucking hell, I've never had a beer like that. Norman's in Hanoi. That was a nice beer. That was. Oh shit! It's all gone. Sheriff. Lincoln Green Brewery. These fellas, Nottingham-based brewery, some amazing beers. And the blokes, it's a top class bloke. If you go on Facebook and look at Lincoln Green Brewing Company, he does updates every day. That's better. Right. So putting adverts on your site gets you into YouTube because they want to make money off you. Makes sense, I suppose, doesn't it? So my reviews with no adverts on won't get me pushed up because they don't want me to push up. That's a bit sad, isn't it? Miserable bastards. Pardon my French. Parlez-vous français? Je m'appelle. I can't remember what comes after Je m'appelle. I think it was Je m'appelle Billy Ragg or Je m'appelle Nottingham. It's been a long time. 30 years ago since I was at school. You know, you forget, don't you? You know, these things. I mean, I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. You know, and I know 1 to 10. There's some things you remember that, you know, straight away. Yeah. And let's be fair. If people, just because you're at the front of Google and just because you're at the front of YouTube, don't make you that, you know, the best. It's just because, obviously, algorithms, isn't it? And I've noticed that with some of the crap that comes up on YouTube, you know, when I'm on my computer and all this stuff that's all of a sudden you get something, oh, I'm not interested in that. And I end up clicking on all the not interested ins. So Je m'appelle, my name is Billy Ragg then. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, bit of a lesson in French. I mean, I did German at the same time at school. God knows what I was thinking. I love gardening. Why I didn't do biology, I'll never know. Yeah. I mean, with German, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. although I couldn't really. So, very tarty beer. It does cut through the chocolate. Bannoffee Pie was certainly my favourite of these two. This is nice, don't get me wrong, but the Bannoffee element was just outstanding. It was just, it was next generation for me, a total AAA beer. And oh yeah, I meant to say, yeah, I was watching. I said it on the other beer review. Good evening. Dirty Deeds beer. That sounds wrong as well, doesn't it? Yeah, I was watching one of the live reviews, Mersey Beer's live chats earlier. Just while I was at work on me having a coffee. 7 of you live chatting at once, and I thought that was. It's funny how what comes up on your feed these days. And yeah, I think someone played a bit of music about a minute or so into it as well, or it was something like "What Could Go Wrong," something like that. Well, YouTube's becoming the Google of the video streaming world, and if you look at Google, you have to exploit the SEO, search engine optimization, to get your site up there. And I've done all that over the years. I've had a website for 20 years, so I know about that. What, YouTube don't make any money? Wow. Google makes enough money. I mean, off the internet, I used to have affiliates, and I used to make quite a bit of money off affiliates. But for the last 2 years, since I've got my website back into Google, I've made no money off affiliates whatsoever. And I have Google AdSense on my site. Yeah, years ago, I used to get what they call RSS feeds, and from eBay, from Amazon. And I used to use an RSS poster. Yeah, I know, shit, isn't it? I like how they changed the links to make them all, and Facebook do the same as well, very crafty. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not going down the porn avenue. Yeah, my wife sees my phone, clicks on, there's a porn there, fucking I get a bollocking. It's just not worth the hassle, but yeah, there's always ways, obviously, if you need to. With lives, when it got to 20 minutes, it won't show up till the next morning. But now it just seems, they seem to show up like an hour later. It's ever so strange. And that's what it is. So I used to try and knock off the review by 20 minutes, because if I wanted this to show up that night, but now I'm not bothered anyway, it's now Google seems to have got better with their processing, and they're showing up within an hour or two. When you finish the live, it shows up about an hour later, and sometimes straight away. It's obviously they've gone and bought some new computers to do the processing. I forgot where I was now. Where was I? Oh, compute. Yeah, with the yeah. So what I did, I was very good, at exploiting the internet, and sometimes you have to be at the front of these things. So on my website, it was a V Bulletin, which is a forum-based website, and we'd have an RSS poster. It's a robot basically, and it takes information from a feed from either eBay or Amazon and posts it. And at one stage, I was above Amazon for every single thing. So Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, my site was above them. Oh, I missed that bit. Oh, right. Yeah, and at one stage I was, well, yeah, definitely. That's the good thing about lockdown, isn't it? Especially if you're at home. I'm stuck at bloody work, I am. 4 days a week at least. I'm getting Friday off, so it's not so bad. Come the end of the year, I'll have 4 weeks holiday because I won't be. You won't want. You obviously you can't go on holiday at the moment, so you know you're stuffed anyway. But yeah, so at one stage I was earning some good money off the internet. I mean, I went to America 2 years on the run. Bearing in mind I'm the only worker, and yeah, I won't go that far. But yeah, earned some nice money off the internet. And over the years, you know, I've used the power of the internet. Some of the world's biggest websites, it's very easy to manipulate them by posting affiliate links that don't disappear when they post the link. The affiliate link stays in the link and it looks like a normal link. And I mean, I've been given a $3,500 car because I got somebody some ridiculous sales on a game console years ago. That game console was the GP2X years ago. This was, and same with Lixang when they were around back in. They died in, I think, flipping it, was it 2006? They died because Sony took them to court and absolutely slaughtered them. And they wanted to buy my website out at one stage. I think they offered me 50,000 for my website. And at the time I was thinking, 50,000 quid, that's a lot of money. And, you know, take the website in-house. So I'm posting their stuff and still getting a bit of money for doing it. But, it never came. And I've still got my website today, earning a few pennies now and again. It's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, if you're good with websites, if you're good, if you're knowledgeable about something, there's always a way around. Yeah, but at that time I was earning nice money off the internet. At the same time, when my website was at that time in the top 2,000 websites in the world, it was when the PlayStation Portable got hacked. So the PlayStation Portable came out. It was a short time after that it was hacked, and homebrew, you know, emulators and homebrew games, and that came on it. And then also then the 4 gigabyte hard drive that Lixang brought out came out. I posted their link, made some nice money off it. All the biggest websites in the world, and we're talking Slashdot, Engadget, Joystick at the time that have gone now, Gizmodo, they all posted. Because obviously I know it, I know who to email. So I emailed them all, kept the link in. They clicked on the link stayed with my link. They posted my link. And yeah, I earned some good money. And you know, sometimes money comes when you really need it most. But Google twats nowadays. Oh, these days I meant nothing. Yeah, in the old days, I mean, I'm talking, wow. I mean, let's be fair. It's been, if you're good, if you're knowledgeable at something, you know, if you're knowledgeable at gaming and that, you know, you can make, especially with streaming. My son, my older son, is a gaming genius. And I say to him, and he plays every single new game. He's there, and he's absolutely bob on. And I said to him, you need to set yourself up with a streaming device. Start talking to the screen, because you make money. You wouldn't have to work, because you'd make money on doing that. But he won't do it. And me, I mean, I play him at football now, and I get slaughtered. King Goblin. But I do like Hobgoblin as well, but King Goblin's definitely the fave. So yeah, it's a good beer. I wouldn't say it was as good as the Bannoffee Stout, but the cherry flavour comes through, very tart, cuts through that chocolate, but still a nice beer. And I'm loving the strength, 11%. Definitely a Raggy Avenue beer. See, some lagers. See, my site at one stage, I was posting news on my gaming site, posting news, holding, hosting links to stuff, and it's quite fit. Yeah, it's nice. But the cherry's amazing. The best cherry beer I've tasted. More tarty than probably what I would like, if I'm being honest. But it's still a lovely beer. I think the Bannoffee Pie version that they did just ticked every single box. I mean, I've got 2 beers that I've sneakily bought tonight. Schultenbrow. Don't think I've heard of that one, Unless I've reviewed it. Yeah, definitely lower than Bannoffee Pie. It's not going to be my new number 1 beer. It's definitely a good beer, but not a new number 1. Those Woodford Rerries kits, they were 20 quid at Tesco's the other day. So you got the bucket, you got the kit, and bits and bobs for 20 quid, reduced down to 20 quid. It was 40 quid at Christmas at Tesco's the other day. Good price. Jesus Christ, decent price. So I suffer with prickly heat. If you ever see me itching, I suffer with prickly heat. There's ways of defeating Google's stupid algorithms. I mean, I'm lucky with my website. It was very powerful back in the day. Nowadays, it's nowhere near as powerful, but it still is. I think 4.4 for the last beer, or 4.3. I forget. Old age. You get to 49, you start forgetting. Fucking hell, when I get to 50, I've bobbed it. I think my fuck it filter is not right, because the wife's talking and half the time I'm not listening whatsoever, and then she turns around and says, "Did you hear me?" And I'm like, no. Banana all day long for me, but I do love cherries as well. Yeah, I know. God, I hope I even get to 64. Ever since I turned 40, I'm thinking, right, I'm going to die soon. And it's that thing that's in your head. Yeah, age is a killer, isn't it? I still feel as daft and as immature as I was when I was 20. And I still say the same wrong things, come out with this crude. You think to yourself, oh, you can say this, they'll get this. You say something crude and they're like, oh, cherry brandy. So the 2 beers this Saturday are Eagle Brewery's banana bread beer and sticky toffee pudding. I need to put that back on the front of the channel. Good evening. The man with no name. Yeah. D. We'll call you D from now on. Wait till you have brewed that artisan lager and left it a few months. It's going to be amazing. It's D. Big D. We'll call you Big D. I mean, to be fair, no one minds being called Big D, do they? You don't want to be called Little. I'll always remember that time I went to a chip shop. I've said this before on the channel, so some people may have heard this. I went into the chip shop and the wife says to me, can I get me a little sausage and chips? So anyway, I was about 21 at the time, 2021. Another email. And the girls behind the counter, I know that, definitely mate, I know that they used to, look at me in a certain way. And obviously I'm going out with somebody. I was going out with my wife, so well, she wasn't my wife at the time, but we just started going out. So obviously you don't look anyway, but you could tell. So I'm there. I say, "Oh, can I have this?" And can I have a little sausage and chips? And the three girls, and they're only about 20, my age as well. They all laughed, and I looked and I thought, "Oh, fucking hell!" And I thought, "That's the last." And I went out to the wife and said, "That's the last time I'm asking for a little sausage and chips." And to this day, it's one of them things in life. There's a lot of things you forget, but that I remember as crystal clear. And the two beautiful Italian girls, one English girl, two Italian girls, and I remember it as clear as daylight. So I know their mum and dad. We used to go in the chip shop for years, and even now, I think it's the grandson who's running the chip shop now. So it's his mum, who obviously is my age. He'd be his mum, and yeah, I felt such a twat. And I used to go in daily as well for my chips, and yeah, never again am I saying little sausage. I mean, it's what you can do with the sausage that counts, obviously, but but we're not going down that road. So, over an hour doing this. 34 minutes on the last one, 31 minutes now. Bloody hell. Yeah. You want to try working outside on gardening, in the middle of winter when it's no Birmingham City fans. Nottingham Forest. For what it's worth. I was looking tonight for that. I was in Sainsbury's and I bought the newbies, and I was thinking, what was that bloody Sainsbury's Taste the Difference one? And I was looking up at them and I thought, I couldn't remember what it was, so I didn't actually buy it. Oh. I do love the taste, and the strength is giving me a right walloping. And the good thing is, when I go back up the house, I can say to the wife, couldn't fucking get away tonight. They're talking like wano. She's got used to the fact now that I'm down the shed for an hour. So she's used to it. So if I'm craft it and do 2 30-minute reviews, then I can get away with it. So it's quite the plan, really. I mean, in the summer months when I'm gardening, I can sneak in here and do a quick review. I haven't watched any football for a long time. I used to love watching Champions League, watching the English teams. These days, I haven't watched it at all. And obviously, with the crowd not being there, it's a bit strange as well. Yeah, in about 20 minutes' time, when that 11% kicks in, then I'll know about it. Yeah, we'll do an Imperial home brew soon as well. Regarding hops, in the farm next door to where I am, at the Arnold, the Burnstump site, yes, I managed to get it from the Vocation website. So you have to trigger, I think it's 35 quid to trigger their free delivery. So I bought 42 quid's worth. I wanted the Bannoffee, I wanted this, and then there was some that I've never reviewed before. So yeah, definitely worth trying. I know it's a £5. Not everyone's got the pennies, especially in this day and age. It's tough. It's tough times. Shepherd Neame's double stout. Yeah, it's nice. It's a good beer. I review a lot of ciders. Yeah, if you look on the playlist on the site, if you go to the YouTube channel, look on the playlists, you'll see cider reviews, and there's quite a lot of cider reviews. To be fair, during winter, I've not done so many. Low cost have a lot of beers that you just can't get at the likes of Sainsbury's and Tesco's. Yeah, the farm next door, they've actually got, growing over the hedge in the summer months, with loads of hops growing over the edge. And so this summer, when the hops start growing over the edge, I might try and take some cuttings or try and make them come around the fence and get a load of hops for nothing. You can't share in your chipolata with a Russian lady. Can't fault you there. Hey, if I was single, I'd be sharing my chipolata with a lot, but I'm not single, so. Yeah, Putin. And you know, I don't know what it is, but Putin, I get these news posts about Putin, and some of the stuff he says, and I'm not sure if this channel actually tries to promote him, but some of the stuff he says, cuttings. I might have to take some cuttings and grow my own hops. That'd be something, wouldn't it, for, you know, for the future. And obviously I know how to take cuttings. But yeah, this channel seems to promote Putin. And if you listen to what this channel says, I mean, I'm not sure if the channel is up his arse or what, but on this channel, they make him out to be an absolute sound bloke. You know, some of the stuff he comes out with is absolutely bob on. Whether this is true or not, God knows, because I don't speak Russian. But it just goes to show you. Obviously, with Trump, I always thought Trump was going to be a great bloke, but obviously it turned out to be an idiot. Wild, yeah, the wild hops. So I was cutting the beech hedge, Fagus sylvatica, a Latin name, if one remembers correctly. Cutting the beech edge, and I'm thinking, what the fuck are these things? And they're about this big. And then later on, obviously I've not took much notice of hops, to be fair, you know, even as a beer reviewer. And then I'm looking at pictures that local breweries are putting on about getting hops. Yeah, I'm at the bottom of the garden. No one can hear me down here. And apart from when I stand at the back door. But yeah. So yeah, I was cutting and loads of these hops. And it was only when I was watching some of the local breweries going on about hops and I'm thinking, shit, I've been cutting loads of these. So what I might do, when I see them start coming through again, I might take a shed loads of cuttings, read how to do them and grow them. No, he did it one day. I tell you what, freaked me out, you know. I don't know if he fancied me or what. I mean, I suppose in this day and age, you take that as a compliment, even if it is a bloke fancying you. But although to be fair, I've been married that long, I won't know if a woman was giving me the googly eyes or not these days. If I saw someone looking at me, I'm thinking, "You're taking the piss," you know. Well, I've used 80% of my data, so you've said. So you know a lot more about me about hops than I do, you know, and it's all an education. If anything about doing beer reviews is you know, I know as much as I've learnt, but there's obviously people out there who know a hell of a lot more about me, not only about the breweries, and that it's all into education. And as a community of beer reviewers, you know, I've been watching other beer reviewers this last week or two, and it's educating. And it's nice to see such good personalities as well, to be fair. Yeah. And friendly chats. Yeah, about Putin. Yeah, definitely. I mean, his rival in Russia. Yeah, I've been nosy around all the beer reviews. I've not always commented, but I've certainly been nosy, and I haven't done this, to be honest. Ooh. Right, I have to try that. I'll have to try and grow some because I've got the capacity now to grow what I like. Um, at the Arnold site. Yeah. Don't worry. This time of the year, wait till after this week, because obviously it's bloody cold. After this week, get some grass seed, mix a bit of soil or topsoil if you buy it in a bag, mix it with it, put it down, and then put a grass seed over the top, rake it in, and it will grow. You know, you're always going to lose a percentage to birdies. The birdies will eat it, you know, because obviously they're starving, aren't they, poor little buggers? You know, there's not enough worms about, unless you drop your trousers down and say, you know, pardon my French. Oh, and this is a nice pint as well. I do apologise for the torture. No, as far as I know, it's the actual people there at the moment. Oh, it's my head, isn't it? It's where my head is on the camera. Yeah. Well, I do brew, you know, and that's where I suppose I'm slightly different to all the other reviewers out there, because obviously I'm a home brewer as well as somebody who likes a beer or wine. Definitely. You know, I like wine, spirits, lagers, beers, ciders. I mean, I like any alcohol, just not hard seltzers. I mean, I can't stand them bloody things. You know, they're all right, but it's a fashion that I'm not interested. So, shit. Just realised I've been chatting that long. Got work nights, or fair play to you. I've worked nights, and yeah, it's a killer. Trying to get some bloody sleep. I've drank more spirits coming home after a night shift than a little. Home brewing's a great hobby, you know. No, it's not going that long. I need to get back up the arse before the wife gives me a bollocking. Especially if I walk in pissed. So, nigh on black pour, dark tan head, heavy chocolate and cherry on the nose, cherry tartness throughout. Oh yeah, it's about that, isn't it? Especially if you count the beer haul video earlier and the wine review. Cherry and chocolate throughout. Gotta say, the Bannoffee Pie was more my type of beer. It was still a good beer, gotta say. Love the cherry flavour, and I mean, I absolutely love the alcohol content. The alcohol content, it's the spot. And obviously, scores don't really matter. It's, do you like the beer? Do you not like the beer? But fair play. Out of 5, for me, got to give it a good 4.55 out of 5. Not quite. I thought it was going to get higher. I thought it was going to be the contender to the crown that its stablemate is now holding. The best beer I've ever tasted. Not quite. Which is interesting, really, you know. But obviously, it all matters to different taste buds and all that. Yeah. It's good to see. I like to see people try and gather the scores. Yeah, but like any beer, on any day, that beer tastes better to you. You know, it's all about that. It's all about what you're feeling on that day, the way you are. But it is a bang on beer. Would I pay a 5 for it again? Yes. Yeah, definitely. Oh, peculiar. Jolly nice. I've got no beer up the house at the moment, although I've got a load of the Russian Imperial Stout in my room. Bristol City. There are 2 reviews coming after this. So, sorry, there's a review and there's a beer haul video coming after this. Sainsbury's. 21 quid for 6 beers. Ouch. You know, flipping heck. Not the cheapest of places. But they're all craft beers. Something to do with Beer Hawk. There was a Beer Hawk thing going across. So God knows what that's about. Ooh, I've done a couple of old peculiar reviews, to be honest. I've seen them on the channel. Maybe one day, or maybe do an old peculiar chat, you know, where I'm chatting about old peculiar and something from that stable. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching and taking your time up on a Monday night. And go up the house now, get some pie. Cheers. Right. Oh, my legs. And I'm still freezing. Cheers.